This is not a hazing video, I promise you. But you said something that your take on master modes, and then I'm going to tell you my thoughts on master modes Virgil, because you guys really are missing a big point as to why the skill ceiling is as low as it is. Not the floor, as you mentioned, but the ceiling. So
But if flight becomes a more important aspect, then the skill ceiling will get deeper. If the weapons aren't suffocating out the combat, it will get deeper. But the core of the issue, okay, if I was to say what is my unique take on master mode's balancing and why the skill ceiling is so low, it's because the least about flight archetypes, meaning the heavy fighter and the medium fighter, are the strongest ships right now. So the ships that are
and I'm going to tell you why when you're done.
literally designed to be less capable of flight, but they have more hull and they have a lot more weapons, i.e., the Hornet, are also the lowest skilled ships right now. So Master Mode's combat is kind of stale because the most boring ships are the strongest. And the most entertaining, more difficult playstyles or gameplay is weaker in the meta, not nearly as competitive.
Yes, you're right. And the glaive is clear as day for that. Fixed weapons only, no customization. It is what it is platform. But as to why the Hornet and all these other ships, as you say, are the lowest skill ceiling in the game, is because of auto aim, Verge. I'm gonna reignite this topic and this fire because there is something that y'all need to know. And quite frankly, you know, in the beginning days of the game, the auto aim and ESP, as you call it, were not as strong because the flight model was even slower than it is today. You need the aim assist in order to keep up with the agility of these ships, and because of the power of auto aim, right, it has diluted the skill of the game. All these automated systems, even Buzz says it in his video. I watched it. I didn't make a react on it. I don't have to. The man agrees with a lot of the things I say. What the fuck do I have to say? Go, dude. I don't have nothing to add to what he's saying. He's right, guys. It's not my influence either. The only interactions that I've had with him were based on power dynamics of orgs and the medical gameplay, of course, FPS slightly with scope glint. He hates snipers, by the way. So anyway, all I'm trying to get at is, look, there are these systems in the game, these automated systems that have made it more accessible, as y'all say, because you say you like more accessibility and you like a low skill floor, right? Well, I'm trying to explain to you what that is, what that looks like, and why, as time has gone on, with the tuning of these aim systems, the game has become aim centric. So of course, ships that have the higher hit points and turrets with more weapons are going to be more effective than single seat fighters. In most cases. Until you start coming against ace pilots like you, me, even Buzz, and you're sitting in a heavy fighter and you get shit on because we know how to position a dogfight. See, that's the difference, guys. There is a layer of, like I was telling you, it's an onion. There's layers of meta, right? When it comes to flight and avoidability, heavy fighters are not going to have that, so of course they're going to be tankier and shit. But the reason why they're so effective against the smaller ships is because they can hit them. Simple as that. When you have that strong of a bullet bend, and I have demonstrated it, not just in the first iteration of Master Modes with no pips, I demonstrated it in almost every iteration of this game since 2.6. 2.4 was the last patch we had where there was any meaningful flight in aim. And I can show you an example of that, and I will right now, so that all of you can see it. Because, I know that a lot of you don't watch my content. You don't like me, and that's fucking fine. I don't like the majority of you either. But I want you to understand why I don't like you. It's because, you know, y'all are not looking at the bigger picture. Wrong video. Um, y'all just ain't looking at the bigger picture when it comes to this stuff. So let me go down here and find it real quick. It shouldn't be too hard to find on my older videos. Yeah, here it is. This is the one right here. And I'm flying with Griff, by the way. One of my favorite members of Renegade Squadron. We flew every day when we were playing this patch. The game was still fun. You guys make up reasons to this game's fun now. No, it's not anymore. So Virgil, that's what that looks like, by the way. And as you can see, I'm going to go back and show you guys the initial engagement here. Right? I want you to look at the way I'm flying. The way I'm flying back then versus the way I'm flying now. You can see that the auto aim is not there. You can clearly see that, right? You saw that I'm even using a lag pip. When is the last time any of you seen me use a lag pip in this game? Oh, by the way, it's this patch. And I haven't used a lag pip since this patch. That's what you're looking for. That's what you want. That's what y'all are talking about, alright? And I'm not trying to be a dick about it. I'm just being for real, alright? Like, you know, I personally like the 1.6 days because, it was a slower flight model and there was no auto aim. But 2.4 is clearly an example of the middle ground. So, I just thought I'd show you that because when you said that, I thought to myself, I have the perfect example to show y'all what more flight looks like versus aim. The thing is that in order to have a game where it's flight dominant versus aim dominant, is that your player base has to be able to fucking hit what they're shooting at. And as you know, and as a lot of you know in that part of the community, I'm kind of known for my aim. So when you guys are sitting there, abusing shit to try to, circumvent ESP, whether it's tricording or, jerking around in the fucking F7A, it's the same fucking thing. You're exploiting to prevent a function of the game from working. Right? And why do you do that? It's because you can't evade fire. Right? That's why I'm angry at all of you over there in that part of the community. You simply won't acknowledge that y'all have been breaking the game to avoid taking auto aim fire. And a lot of you over there don't have the balls to stand up to CIG and tell them that like I do, because you saw what happened to me. A lot of y'all don't want to go down that route because you don't want to be, demonized and ostracized by a corrupt video game company. Right? Throwing the gauntlet down right now. Seriously. Grow the fuck up on this one, guys. There is a legitimate reason why I have a very toxic disposition toward all of you, especially Avenger 1. Because he knows, just like I do, that everything I'm saying is true. Virgil, you got integrity, a little bit at least. You know what I'm saying is true. Golo, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying is true. Guys, it's time to stop. Drop the ego bullshit. And tell the company what the problem is. I have sat here for the last 10 minutes and have dissected that psychology blatantly, articulately, perfectly for you to understand. I am not going to respect or take a community or a game seriously that literally sits here and justifies using every single broken aspect of the game and then calling it competitive. I don't respect that, and I never will. And maybe when y'all, you don't have to think like me or agree with everything I'm saying, but when it comes to sportsmanship and competition, you guys wouldn't know real competition if it bit you in the fucking ass. The shit that y'all are pulling in this community would not fly in any real arena on this planet, and you know it. So do better and be better.